Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to a segment of Step Back 3 Sports Podcast. This is episode number 12. I'm here with another guest. Might as well put him as a co host, as he's probably officially gonna join. We're gonna merge podcasts soon, but this is Sean, as you might have heard him last episode.
Hey guys, how
So,
are you?
so, today we'll be talking about a lot of things, but first we will give our opinion on two key players from Pittsburgh. The first is Antonio Brown and Leveon Bell. So I'm gonna ask you, Sean, where do you think AB will go, and where do you think Bell will go?
Antonio Brown, I could see him fitting with the 49ers because I think Garoppolo is obviously going to come back and he needs a big time receiver. So that will help him out offensively. They'll have Jerick McKinnon come back as the running back. So hopefully they could build something offensively. But my only concern with Brown is that, his presence in the locker room isn't good at all. He needs to control himself and stop thinking that he's the best player on the planet because, in my opinion, he isn't. So there's other guys on the field too. Garoppolo, for example, he can't constantly be throwing the ball to you all the time. He has to look at other guys on the field. So Brown can't be always the center of attention. As for Le'Veon Bell, I could see him. I want to say the Jets just because I think it's about time the Jets have, a franchise running back to go, with Darnold. The Jets really need a running game, as we all know that. He would definitely fit that for them, and it'll be pretty cool to have, both New York football teams have star running backs, as the Giants have Barkley, and then if the Jets could get Bell. But my concern is with that is that the Jets just have to be careful that they don't overpay him because we all know he's going to be asking for a lot of money, but just don't overpay the guy because we don't know how if he's going to be a bust in New York. We don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I think Jets need him, but Jets, every time they have somebody good, they always like they never show up. Remember when they traded for Tim Tebow, who who had a like amazing year the year before, and then they didn't use him properly. They also had Mark Sanchez, right?
Yep.
So, but for me, I think AB should go to those garbage teams like Jacksonville, Detroit, because man, he's been a locker room problem for years, and nobody knew until this past season. I would always hear about AB having problems with either Bell or I don't know if it's Bell, but Big Ben, the coach.
Yep.
So I think he should go to a trash team because man, he deserves to be on a garbage team right now. To be
Oh yeah.
honest.
Especially when he how poorly he treated the Steelers organization. Like he was like publicly like announcing that he wants out, like constantly. I don't know if you saw his Instagram story one day. He was running on a treadmill and he was saying that I'm only taking guaranteed money, something like that. And he said this call me if you're actually serious, like offer me a contract with guaranteed money. Other than that, then don't even bother, something along those lines he was saying. So yeah, we all know that he's a bit of a hothead, the guy. So, like you said, Jacksonville will be a perfect fit just because of how red hot Jalen Ramsey can be. So those two would be fun to watch to see how red hot they could get on the sideline.
And for Leveon Bell, he's an average good player, so I think he should have stayed, man, and they should have let go Antonio Brown. What do you
Hmm.
think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
But I'd love to see AB come to my team, though.
Well, that would be a good fit though. To go with Cooper, give another target for Prescott, and then obviously you have the running game and you have the O line, so that would be something.
This one, the last wide receiver that has the potential to be good is Des Bryant. Amari
Yeah.
Cooper hasn't reached that level yet.
Hmm. Do you think like it will help out with like if Brown, let's just say, would get traded at Dallas? You think that would help out like Cooper's game even more, or you think it would like go down?
I think it would help because AB is kind of a veteran,
Hmm.
so I would like to see it. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let's move on. So Zion had a really bad injury against UNC. Um, like his feet blew right through his shoe. So I'm gonna ask you, do you think Zion Williamson should continue to play or should he sit to prepare for the NBA draft?
Well, I think that he should definitely prepare himself for the draft, just because of if you hurry up just to play in March Madness, it could end up screwing you in your NBA career. Because let's just say if he rushes back and plays in a tournament game, and God forbid if he gets hurt again, that you never know what type of injury that could be again. Could that make his knee even worse? And that could even like push back his rookie year in his in the NBA. So I think he should definitely sit and prepare himself for the draft because we all know that he's the best player in the draft. So why should he hurt his stock?
Um, I uh, I think he should and shouldn't play. He should play because going to the March Madness is a good achievement.
Hmm.
Because all those great players, they didn't go to the like they went, but they lost. Like Kevin Durant, he didn't win the NCAA title. LeBron didn't even go to college. Steph Curry didn't win the title. Um, James Harden never won with the Arizona State. So if Zion is actually a good player, like he could be a star. So if he goes to the March Madness and wins, that would be a great achievement.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an honor to play in March Madness, especially to end up winning a national championship. That would mean something for him. And plus, that gives him experience of playing at at a high level in a game. So maybe that is good for him too. In my opinion, either way would be good for him. But if you're just looking at his future, you just think of him sitting out to prepare himself for the NBA draft.
And
But knowing him, he's gonna want to come back.
yeah, and at the same time, um, I don't want him to play because what if his family needs money or he goes through an injury and needs money, man? And like, what if he gets injured and then his draft stock goes bad, you know? So
Exactly, yeah. Because like, let's just say, like you said, if he ends up playing in a game again this year and he gets hurt, does that mean that he drops? Let's just say from the first overall pick to maybe I don't know, possibly 7 to 10. Could you imagine if he ends up dropping like 6, 7 spots?
yeah, if he got injured again and it was a bad injury, that's not good, man. But I don't think he should not play because what do you think, like him just not playing because he doesn't want to ruin his draft stock? Like it wouldn't be a good thing for him if he just stops now. He's like, okay, I'm not playing for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't look good, man. To be honest.
See, that's why it's like it's a tough decision right now for him. But like you said earlier, that he has to look at this as not just for himself, but for his family too. How he could provide for his family. That's what it all comes down to. So I hope that he looks at it that way. But we'll see what happens with that. Maybe he comes back, or in my opinion, along that, how about hopefully he gives it a try to come back. That's what matters. If he gives it 100% to come back, then that's fine with me. I won't let you try to come back.
Yeah, and it's his first like minor injury.
Yeah. Now my question for you is that do you think with him sitting out right now, do you think that like ruins Duke's chances to win the title?
Ye yes and no because they still got RJ Barrett and they got like a deep bench, but I don't think they'll go past the Sweet 16 without Zion.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's what I'm thinking too. Because with Zion, I had them actually winning the whole entire thing. But now, I think they'll either make it, like you said, the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight. That's about it. But who knows what could happen with them? Like you said, they have R.J. Barrett. Uh, who else do they have? Trey Jones at the point guard position. Cam Reddish. So they
yeah,
have.
Cam Reddish, um, like he comes off the bench, but
Mhm.
and he's really good. But still, man, Zion just doesn't dunks. Like he actually, even though he doesn't shoot threes, but he plays D. He's the leader of that team, even though he's the youngest.
Yeah. So he's definitely like, yeah, whenever he's on the floor, it seems like the crowd's always interested into him because we all know how he can dunk, and how much of a playmaker he is. So,
Yeah, he's like an all-around player.
yep, I think that, in my opinion, that's what what makes how all those fans come into Duke. They fill those seats all the time because of him.
Um, but with Zion, I think they'll go to the title game, but I think they'll lose, even
Who do you
with
who do you
Zion.
losing to?
Well, I haven't seen the official rankings, but if UNC, I don't think they'll connect in the finals.
Hmm.
But if they do, I still got UNC.
Yeah, they're a well built team as well. We saw obviously they played a really good game on the road, against Duke. So maybe they could, go pretty far in the tournament. I think Gonzaga's a real threat still.
Yeah,
And
but the four teams I got, like with Zion, would be Duke, Kentucky, UNC, and Gonzaga.
oh yeah, I forgot about Kentucky too. Yeah, they're definitely a threat as well.
The only reason I picked Kentucky is because Coach K.
Hmm.
He's like he's like Popovich. He's like the Popovich of college.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes to playoff time or whatever, he knows how to coach those young guys.
Um. Uh. So the NBA decided to change the draft eligible to 18 years old. So
Uh,
what do you
Actually,
think about that?
I really like that because of you. That means that for guys, kids coming out of high school, that they can enter the draft. That means that they don't have to go to college and play that one and done stuff anymore. Because that's a lot of college coaches don't like that because they like to develop teams for like 2 or 3 years. So like for them, for players just to come there for a year and then leave, enter the draft. So it's pretty cool to see, just have you might as well if you're that good coming out of high school, just put your name into the draft.
Yeah, but I think it's wrong, man, because people will just they'll like, okay, it's 18. They'll barely play one college year, and then they will just be like, uh, I'm going to the draft.
Yeah,
Like, I think they should increase it more, man, because that'll give players to they can work out their body, they can become better, a better person, better player, you know. Because man,
yep,
if you give, because they don't just make money from rookie contract, they make from shoe deals, endorsement deals. So imagine giving 25 million to an 18-year-old kid that has that doesn't know what he's doing with his future.
yeah. You're actually right about that too. So I didn't even look at
Because
it that way.
what is he gonna do with the money? Buy cars, woman, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the one thing though. We don't know what they would do.
So I think it's wrong to have it, but at the same time, um, there's a lot of underrated or like good players that are not 18 years old yet.
Hmm.
Like Lamelo Ball, like example, he's like 16, 17. He should be in this draft, but because he went to play in Lithuania, so
Yep,
he wasn't able to finish his high school same as Zion. Because Zion and Lamelo were playing in the same school league. Like they played each other many times.
yeah,
And the biggest game, like there's a game, like whenever Zion plays Chino Hills, it's packed. Like the gym, it's packed.
yep,
So they were supposed to be in the same class, but things happen, you know.
yep,
But that's like an example. Like, okay, he's not 18, or he's not eligible, blah 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 blah. But for the players that have scholarships, they need to wait, man, until they're 19 minimum.
yeah. I agree with that. Yeah,
Like, they should have stayed at 19. Like, 20 is good. They should have kept it at 19. What do you think? Is it good or bad?
oh, uh, I think it's good.
What?
I think it's good.
Is there a reason why?
Just because
I can't hear you.
oh yeah, sorry man. Just cut out that last part of the question just because it was like an important text message for me that just popped up. Sorry about that.
No worries. What do I want to say? Um, so yeah, why do you think them putting draft eligible is good or wrong?
It could give, those younger kids, responsibility. They if they would get, drafted at that age coming out of high school, it gives them responsibility. And like you said, it has to do with everything with, endorsement deals and everything like that. But it also can be bad because sometimes you want to get that college experience, just to play college basketball a little bit. So I don't know, but if you look at it this way, if you go into playing college basketball and you end up just planning to stay there for a year, is it really worth it to even bother going to college basketball to play? I don't even know if it's even worth it if you're just going to play there, for 1 year. If I'm going to, let's just say if I was committed to, I don't know, Duke or something, my goal would be, to play there for 2 or 3 years, not just, walk away from the team after one.
I understand. But where do you think he's gonna go next year, Zion?
Uh, if the Knicks could land the number one pick, I think he could go to the Knicks. But the luck with the Knicks in the past. So I don't know. Maybe he could go land with the Suns if the Suns get the first pick, or I think the Cavs are still able to get the first pick too. So maybe you could go there. But in my opinion, the perfect fit for him would be the Knicks. Just because that, Madison Square Garden feeling for him day in and day out would be good for him. With all the hype of him with all his dunks, I'll bring, the Garden crowd to their feet all the time. Where do you think he should go?
Uh, well, if the Knicks get lucky, they'll get him. But that's the worst franchise that like it's a highest market,
Mm-hmm.
but right now it's a worst franchise right now.
Oh
So,
yeah.
but and man, I don't think he would want not want, but I don't think it's a good idea if he plays in New York. Because if he doesn't play good the first couple months, he's gonna get hated like Porzingis, Carmelo. But Zion is the type of player is a better than Porzingis because he's all
Mm-hmm.
around. But the Cavs, that would be a great fit with Colin Sexton, Kevin Love. Um, Kevin Love doing great actually. The past two games, he
Yeah.
he's missed the whole season, but tonight he had 33 points, 12 rebounds, hit
Mm-hmm.
seven threes. They beat Memphis Grizzlies, but like they won back-to-back games. Like I don't think they won back-to-back games this season.
No, they haven't. Yeah, so like you said with Zion fitting with the Cavs, that would be a good fit for him because he doesn't have that type of pressure, like what New York brings. So for him to play with someone like, Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, uh, Tristan Thompson if he's still there, and oh yeah, I forgot about Larry Nance Jr. He's a big developing star there, I think. That would be a good fit for him too in Cleveland. So we'll see what happens there.
And there's also, I don't think, man, Phoenix, I don't know, but that would be a good thing. Devin Booker, Zion, um, DeAndre Ayton. But man, if they get a real point guard, like an actual point guard, that team would be dirty. Like with D
Yeah.
Books, Zion, Ayton, grab a point guard, and then the rest is history.
hmm They're kind of like a messed up franchise, just like the Knicks are Phoenix. Uh, what's their? I think their GM's name is like Sean McDonough or something like that. I think something like that. And yeah, he's been like ruining, their that franchise for a while.
Wait,
He's traded.
isn't it James Jones?
Oh wait, is it James Jones? Is he actually the actual GM or is he like an assistant?
I don't, not sure, but I'm pretty sure James Jones is either assistant or GM. But regardless, they both have to agree on things for signings and deals to go through, especially the draft.
Oh yeah, and if they get the first pick, it definitely should be Zion without question there.
For sure. Like, um, because there's also other players, so not just Zion. Like RJ Barrett, he's like 6'7", 6'8".
Yep,
He's alright.
I really like his game too, RJ Barrett. So he's gonna go number two either way, Barrett. And what's the point guard out of Murray State? Morant, is that how you say his last name?
Morand, something like that. That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna ask you too. But I think he's gonna be like at least top five, if not lottery pick, like
Mhm.
top 10.
Yeah, he's kind of like let's just say, well, he's nothing compared to Steph Curry, but Steph Curry, coming out of a small school like Davidson heading into the draft, it kind of reminds me of this guy. This guy's coming from a small school heading into the draft, and he's projected, go, top five, maybe like you said, top 10.
Yeah, but Steph Curry back in college, I remember he he was like no one liked him, like too skinny, not a spot up shooter.
hmm
Uh, he's defensive liability. So it's a big, but I know what you're trying to say. Like that's a small school. Um, but we'll see. Like, cause we don't know what is every team's needs. Plus, it'll be like by draft. There's gonna be a lot of trades for sure, especially Anthony Davis.
hmm Yeah, there's going to be like a lot of players that can be moved, on draft night, and that could like screw up the whole entire first round. Not even just, like the top 10. Yeah, it could screw up the whole entire first round.
Cause you can easily trade. I don't think they'll trade Anthony Davis for that draft pick, but like you can trade a lot of like. There's a lot of players that you can trade for Zion.
hmm
Milwaukee have pieces. Golden State won't do it, but I don't see them not doing it. They
Yeah.
signed KD, Cousins.
Well, I definitely think everyone will hate the Golden State Warriors 10 times more than they already do.
Um, but Zion is he won't be a bust for sure, but he's like those once in a lifetime players.
Yeah. The only thing that I think he has to work on is like his 3-point shooting, because we all know in this generation of the NBA that centers are shooting threes like crazy. So I think that he has to practice his 3-point shot and he has to develop that. So he has some work to do with that. But I think he'll be a decent player in the NBA.
Yeah, he doesn't shoot that much threes. I don't think he's shot a three lately. But you can't if he can hit like he'll probably hit like 30 30% of his threes if he actually shoots a lot of threes.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, if he's not gonna shoot threes, they're gonna back out like how they do to Ben Simmons. They don't even
Yeah,
defend him, man. Like outside the paint, they just let
yeah,
him.
they just let him shoot the ball. They'll be like this. Yeah, if you want to shoot behind it, behind the arc, go ahead. You're not gonna make it.
Because I don't think you want to end like these players like Ben Simmons, Giannis, who can't shoot threes. You can leave them wide open; they'll still won't shoot it.
Mm-hmm. But the best part about it is that like guys like you said, Giannis and Ben Simmons, they prove that you don't have to actually, shoot the, three ball all the time, to be a good player in the league. Obviously, Giannis is, a great player inside the paint, with his, jump shot. He's great with that. Same thing with Simmons. He's good like that.
But moving on, and I don't want to talk more about my Lakers because they lost again to to New Orleans without Anthony Davis, and they need to win every game to make the playoffs. And oh man, they played like defensively, they played like garbage.
Hmm. Yeah, I think LeBron definitely has to, get those group of guys ready to go. It's time for him to shine now. It's the second half of the year. This is when he usually turns on basically. It's almost getting closer and closer to playoff time. So, he has to get this group of guys pumped up and ready, to play well defensively. And yeah, you had a big win at home against Houston, right? What was it, Thursday night? I think it was.
Yeah, it was a huge win. They played great.
Oh, I love that game so much because how much the refs ticked off James Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, James Harden he was busy complaining to the refs.
Yeah, he had him and Chris Paul have problems with that one ref that kept on calling fouls on the both of them. I don't know the ref's name, but they've been like having trouble throughout their careers with that guy. So they after the game, I don't know if you heard what they said, but they were like, "Yeah, we don't want that guy, refing our games anymore."
Yeah, that's what I heard. That was funny, man. Uh, Moving on. So, um, hold on one second. And one thing we forgot to mention. Do you think college basketball players should get paid not just for playing college, but especially for playing in March Madness?
Yes, I think should get paid because if you make like March Madness, like that's a big time tournament. So if you could get some, they could get start getting paid for that. That would be pretty cool. And in college, it's just like the pros. You're risking, yourself out there. You can end up, having a big time injury that could, cost you your professional career. So to get paid in college would mean a lot for those guys. And as a fan of watching college sports, it would mean a lot to me to have to know that those guys are going to get paid.
I think if they don't want to do it for college, I think they should get paid for playing in March Madness.
Oh, you're just talking about just them like getting paid just alone for for the tournament, basically, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could
like
I could see something like that. Yeah.
because man, if fans paid 2.5 k to watch one game, I think that the players deserve it too.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. That would be pretty cool if for them to get paid just playing the big stage. You think like let's just say they all these players do get paid for just making the tournament. You think they would get paid even more if they like advance to the final four?
Yeah, like every round should have like a bonus. And I think
Oh,
the title game, both teams should win. Like even the losing team in a championship game, like the title game, they should
mhm.
have the losing team winning money as well, not just you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Now, moving on, I wanted to mention something about the some of the trades that have been going on recently in the NHL. Uh, Matt Duchene of the Ottawa Senators went to the Columbus Blue Jackets. How do you feel about that trade?
Wait, what?
Matt Duchene of the Senators got traded to Columbus.
For who?
Uh, I forgot the prospect name, but it was multiple prospects and a couple of draft picks. But it's not,
Oh,
nothing that's going to help Ottawa out. So they got ripped off on
oh,
another trade, basically.
again? Didn't they trade Ryan DeZingle today?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. But at least they got prospects and draft picks.
Yeah, but the problem was with that trade is I was looking into it. I can't even remember the prospect's name because it's like he's that like low, in like their farm system or whatever. So they basically didn't
Yeah,
get much back for him. And also, the Rangers traded Matt Zuccarello today to the Dallas Stars. They gave up a second round pick and a third round pick for him. But it sounds like it's a really bad trade, but it can actually turn into a good trade for the Rangers is because if
but
Dallas,
the Rangers are garbage. Like they're not good this year.
yeah, they're really bad this year.
Um, what do you think about Max Talbot getting traded to Philly?
Yeah, that was a good trade for Philadelphia. Um, are they still in the playoff hunt? I don't even know. I haven't checked on them. Are they still in the playoff hunt?
The Flyers or Oilers?
Oh, the Flyers.
Uh, they have a chance to be in the playoff hunt. Because they were they won like 8 games in a row, like not long ago, like a week ago.
Hmm.
But they're like 8-1-1 in their last 10, and they're still like they need to win another 8 games in a row for them like to be in the playoff hunt. But I don't think they'll make it, man. Flyers are trash. Their
Yeah,
goalie defense is really bad.
yeah, they got Cam Talbot right recently.
Yeah, yeah, he was good, man, with the Oilers. Like, but
Mhm.
the last 2 years he hasn't been himself. I have no idea why. But man, the Oilers are the management is really bad. Like the trades they made over the years.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them because they have like they had a lot of potential in like in recent teams, and they haven't basically lived up to that potential. So I don't know what's going on with them. Possibly it could be maybe they need a coaching change, I think, but they definitely need to add some pieces too. Edmonton, they have a lot to work on still.
Um, did you? I watched the game tonight. Habs, for all these Habs fans, they're up 3-0 in the first period, and then they just blew the game out. Like they blew the lead.
Oh wow!
It was like 3-1 in the third, and Leafs scored. Like they actually scored 6 unanswered goals
Oh my god,
straight. It was
that's
a
really
good game because the Habs this year are surprisingly very good.
hmm.
They're in the playoffs as of right now,
Yep. I
and the
can't believe it.
Leafs need this win because not just to make a point, but like they lost 3 straight, so they needed that one.
Yeah, do you think actually that Toronto has enough to like go far in this in the playoffs, or you think they need
No,
to add?
they need to add another veteran, and they need to add a guy that can stay at home defenseman, because Jake Gardner is clearly not the right fit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Um, what do you think?
Uh, well, I think Toronto right now they have all the weapons offensively. They have the goaltender, and like you said, defense is a number one priority for them. So just again, Jake Muzzin's not going to cut it. I think maybe Adam McQuaid from the Rangers would help them defensively. Uh, I don't really know that many more defensemen available on the trade market, but they need to find somebody to help them out to go far in the playoffs.
What's your? Do you have a favorite team in the NHL?
Yeah, I'm a big Rangers fan. It's just it's rough for me to watch another year go by and the defense is shitty for Lundqvist. It's just I just have to face the fact that Lundqvist is not going to win a Stanley Cup. Uh, if he wants to, he's gonna have to, waive his no trade clause and go elsewhere, and have to accept the fact that it's a rebuild, and this team may not be ready for another 2 or 3 more years.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the Rangers had so much players, and I don't, they didn't need to trade them.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, just like as a fan, it's just still disappointing to me that they had this great team. They acquired St. Louis at the trade deadline from the Lightning. Uh, they got, I think, that year Kevin Klein, defenseman from Nashville that year. Uh, I think they had Brad Richards on that team. He was a center. They had a pretty good team that year, and they had Rick Nash too that year. And they obviously fell short of winning the Stanley Cup that year. They lost to the Kings, but too many games and overtime that they lost. So that was Lundqvist's one and only chance to win, and they didn't do it. So obviously they just started trading away pieces, not resigning guys, and basically ever since that Stanley Cup appearance, they got worse. The Rangers.
yeah, but yeah, man. But me, I never liked New York Rangers. I liked King Henrik, but I never liked the Rangers
Hmm.
because when they had John Tortorella.
Yeah.
Um, but I think King Henrik is not done yet. He's not like washed up and stuff. He can
Hmm.
still play. Cause look at Luongo, he's still playing,
Yeah. He's still playing at a high level too.
and he's the starter too. But Luongo is one of my favorite goalies. Actually, who was your favorite?
Uh, it's definitely uh, it's definitely Lundqvist just because of all the career saves that he had, all the career games. He too many memories for me. For me not to like pick him as my favorite goaltender. So I would definitely have to go with Lundqvist.
Me, it was Martin Brodeur.
Oh yeah, that's another guy. He was a really good goaltender.
Um, and yeah, anything you want to add before we let our viewers go?
Uh, just that Manny Machado finally signed a massive free agent contract with the San Diego Padres, and for all those Yankee fans, including myself, that wanted him, uh, the infield was too crowded, so there was no room for him, and he just wanted the money, Machado. So he didn't even want to come to New York. So I just want to wish him good luck in San Diego, even though he's not going to win anything. So now I'm just waiting for Bryce Harper to sign with the team. And spring training's here for baseball. So we are, I think, almost officially a month away from the start of the regular season. So it'll be fun, and we'll see what happens.
And do you think it was too much money?
Yeah, I do. I think just a little bit over the top for him. Don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but by time that contract is going to be over, he's going to be 36. So is he going to be like after, let's just say after year 4, he's going to be 30? Is he going to still be that high, caliber player that he always is right now? I don't think he's going to be. And plus, he's been having too many problems, recently, especially in the playoffs, stepping on guys' cleats, hard slides into second base. So he has to fix that problem too. He got a big paycheck. But that's why I didn't want to sign him originally to big money like that because he didn't deserve it, in my opinion. But hey, I'm glad that someone gave him the money. So I hope that he proves me wrong that hopefully he deserves the money that he's got.
Yeah, he's still good, man. Like I know it's like $300 million, but he's might be worth that money. Like one day he'll be worth. But I don't think he's physically like worth 300 mil.
Hmm.
But you're right, man. Padres are not going anywhere. With the team they have now, even with Manny Machado,
Yeah, they would have to recruit like some other like star players to play with Machado.
like they have they have good pitchers, but that's about it.
Now you think that he's definitely like the face of the franchise now, right? You would think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, but so you're a Yankees fan, I assume.
Yeah,
Um, I never liked the Yankees. Not
what
just
team are you
not
a fan?
not something personal, but just man, they signed like AJ Burnett, CC Sabathia. What's the other guy? Forgot the other one. But they signed all those players. It was like a stacked team, you know.
Yeah, they signed. They gave A Rod a big time contract. They gave Mark Teixeira a big contract. Yeah, that's how they were. When
And
the old when the old owner George M. Steinbrenner was alive, he didn't care. Even if someone said, "Hey, you have this certain amount of money to spend on guys, you can't go over that." He didn't give a crap. He would go way over that and spend all the money in the world.
and they still had Derek Jeter too, and his batting average was through the roof, man. He was like 40 years old and having better batting average than like 96% of the league. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
and
Like,
he'd even asked for a lot of money from the Yankees. So that's the best part about it. Like he didn't even cost the Yankees a lot of money.
but do you think he took PEDs?
No, no, I don't think so. I would never question Jeter about that.
Me too, but a lot of people were like jealous, man. We're like, how is this guy batting? I think he was batting 40, maybe 46, 45.
Hmm.
That's crazy, man. As a 40-year-old. But that's who Derek Jeter is. That's all he does.
How do you feel? What do you think he's going to lead this Marlins franchise?
Pardon me?
Yeah, like he owns. He's not a full time owner, but he's part time owner of the Marlins. You think he's going to steer them in the right direction?
Yeah, because man, he is the type of player that you'd see him make smart decisions. But is he the owner or is he actually the sole owner?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm actually confused on. I don't know if he's the full time owner or he's just a part time owner. Because I remember former owner, I think was his name was something like Floria or something like that. And when he sold the team, I know Jeter bought it, but I don't remember if it was as a full time owner or was it like a share with a couple of other guys. I think no, wait, no, it was a share with a couple of other guys. Now I think about it. And his first move with the Marlins was trading Stanton to the Yankees, and like a lot of people like started flipping out, thinking like, is Jeter gonna help out the Yankees by trading all his star players from the Marlins to the Yankees? That's
Like,
what I couldn't believe when that trade happened. I was like this, and like what the Yankees had to give up for Stanton, they gave up Castro and like two lower level prospects, and that was it. So I was like, did Jeter just give like the Yankees like a big discount on Stanton?
I thought that too, but I don't think the league would allow it. Like,
Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's why he's not even gonna bother, picking up the phone, talking to Cashman, saying that yeah, I'm not even gonna negotiate a trade with you anymore.
um, but do you want to add something else before we head out?
Um, yeah. One last thing. Uh, Kevin Hayes, going back to hockey, Kevin Hayes of the Rangers is the next guy to be traded, and it will be sometime tomorrow or early Monday morning. That's what I'm hearing.
Wow. But Kevin Hayes, he's decent though.
Yeah, they feel that he could bring back like the most like value basically in a trade package. So it I would go with the favorites as of right now for him is Boston and Nashville. So he's gonna land with one of those teams.
Wow. It's unbelievable, man. Um, like, why do you think the Rangers aren't that good this year? Is it because the coach, the players, or
I think it's has a lot to do with the players. The lack of defense. I never seen a team with defense like this bad. Oh my God, they would just like obviously they didn't like body anybody in front of the net when other teams would have chances, second and third opportunities for rebounds against one quest. None of the defenders would box them out. It's like they'll just let the opposing players get the puck and they'll go right in the net. And you see every time you see Lundqvist's reaction to every goal, like he's always frustrated because he knows that the defense, there's no effort from them.
yeah, that's true. But I think the Rangers should start rebuilding. Don't you
Oh
think?
yeah, definitely.
But thanks for tuning in to this episode 12. It's my co-host Sean and DJ Joe. We are signing out, but don't forget to like our Instagram page, Facebook, check us out on Spotify. You can also check us out on we recently got accepted to iTunes. The link will be in the description on our Facebook page. It's called Step Back 3 Sports Podcast. This is my man Sean. Thanks for coming in today's episode, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Peace.